My wife wants sex with other men. A husband suddenly discovers his wife's extremely dark secret. Can his marriage be saved? Find out on Coach Ben's Case by Case. My wife Beth and I are 50. Our kids, they have 3 kids, just graduated and started their new jobs in May. I've been married for 27 years. 2 of our kids are married. Our daughter is 5 months pregnant with our first grandchild. That's a very long time, 27 years. What could possibly go wrong, ladies and gentlemen? 27 years married. They're both 50 years old with 3 kids. Let's go ahead and take a look. This past Friday, our family celebrated my wife's 50th birthday. She was a stay-at-home mom until about 13 years ago. She started a career that has been going great. We are almost equal in pay. We are not rich, still have a mortgage to pay, but life is comfortable for us. Hey, sounds great. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out. The other day I was finishing my breakfast. She sat down across from me and said, "I need to tell you something." I am like, "Okay, what is it?" She paused, then took a deep breath and said, "I am going to start having sex with other men." Wow. Wow, after 27 years of marriage, you tell me how shocked that husband's going to be. What does she mean, sex with other men, right? That's just utter madness. Probably should just end it right there, but let's go ahead and dive into this madness to see how mad it actually is. Perhaps even an explanation. How about that? I just stared at her, waiting for a smile to crack, but she didn't smile. I asked her to repeat herself. She still did not smile. Now I am wondering, what the hell did she mean with what she said? Me too. Me too. I mean, it seems like life was going great. Maybe not. I mean, that's why I always say to people, just because you've been together 20, 30, even 40 years, that doesn't mean that you're truly in love. How is the relationship? Because these things don't just happen out of the blue. What is that? She clearly doesn't love you. What is she even talking about? The midlife crisis is done in the 30s. She fears getting old and now she wants to throw in a last-ditch effort to live an adventurous life. She should have all the adventure she needs with you. So, in the end, this is not even supposed to be happening. Obviously. Not just from an obvious standpoint. But it's clearly an indication that either you were doing something wrong as a husband, but let's just take it at face value and say, maybe you weren't. But like I said, these things don't just come out of nowhere, out of the blue. Either it's entirely her problem, psychologically and emotionally, and you have nothing to do with it. But see, I blame both of you, because how did the love fade away? Because that's exactly what happened. Oh, right away I can tell that the love was never strong. 27 years and you guys have 3 kids. Okay, great. That's great, right? But how strong is the connection? When you hit the 20-year anniversary, okay, that's great. A 30-year anniversary, that's great. How strong is the connection? Let's go ahead and proceed to see what kind of madness this is. Like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and say these things don't just happen out of the blue. That would be completely psychotic. And most likely that's not the case. They probably let their relationship as man and woman deteriorate over 27 years. Okay? Kids or no kids. 20, 30 years, whatever. That's great, but she went on to explain that for the last 10 years, there it is. There it is. The last 10 years, she's been already having these evil thoughts, these completely demented thoughts. She's made a promise to herself. Wow. That's a shocker. That when the kids would finally be gone, her job is going good and our lives are good, she would then want to do this for herself. Again, what the hell? Yeah, you should be asking what the hell. What the hell happened? Like, who dropped the ball? I'm guessing both of you dropped the ball because this has been going on for 10 years in her mind. She already had this planned out, premeditated, and you had no idea. So he says, I highly doubt he's going to mention anything that could have led up to that conclusion as to why she would just flip the switch into insanity. We got married in our early 20s and never had any other partners. I don't recommend going out with everybody just to say I lived a crazy life and I had a taste of all 31 flavors. If you ever only met one partner and you thought they were the one, then all you need is one partner. That's how love works. Your one partner should be like being with 101. She says she feels she missed out on her life. Okay, so the love is not enough. It's clearly you are not enough. You never were enough. You chose the wrong partner and you had 3 kids with her. 27 years of your life wasted. That's the sad and bitter truth. Now, is it the husband's fault? No, it's both of their faults. She wasn't being honest with him. She wasn't ready to get married. This had to have been deeply rooted before the marriage. Even as a curiosity, if anything. People don't just end up like this. It grows and festers. That's why I always tell people, do not get married if you guys have even slight little problems to iron out. But most people, what do? Yeah, it's normal. You know, life is ups and downs and you don't always get what you want. Okay, go ahead and play with fire. Put a ring on it and see what happens. The snowball effect. A little problem's going to keep rolling and rolling. Arguments here, silence there. You don't know what your partner's thinking. Until now, he got the big explosion right in his face. Now what are you going to do? That's why he's saying, what the hell? It's not about reading your partner's mind. It's about seeing the subtle signs. That's why you have to know exactly how love works. And there's so many naive people out there who say, oh yeah, I know love. I'm sorry, most likely you don't. There are so many little subtle signs. Verbal, physical. And then you have to actually anticipate, not play mind games. But you have to know your partner inside and out before you even think of a long-term commitment. You guys have to be perfect. That's why, hence, perfect soulmates. Eventually, you will become soulmates if you're centered around perfecting the relationship. That means no errors. It's a perfectionist attitude that's required from both of you. If you guys want little problems, just wait and see how big they're going to get in the future. Yeah, you can enjoy it while it lasts. Until it explodes in your face. Either one or both of you. With all kinds of problems that are just so massive. They could have been handled a long time ago. Or you guys could have said, you know what? We're just not compatible. You got to go see some other people. You got to deal with your issues. Psychological or emotional. That's the way real love works. You have to know exactly who you're with. Before anything starts. Now that she is 50, she wants a new life. Because your guys' lives together was nothing. Even with 3 kids. This has been developing for so long. She wants the marriage to be opened up. There is no more marriage. It's over. It's done. Finito. It's obliterated. And probably always has been. I asked her if I had any say in this. What are you talking about? Of course you don't. Nope. She said she hoped I would look elsewhere too. Oh yeah, you gotta play her little game too. She always wants to stay married. She also wants to stay married? What? What for? So you can be guy number 101 after the 100 guys that she plans on. I don't know if she's gonna date them. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on in that mind of hers, even though she clearly lost her mind. I went totally crazy, as you should. I was yelling, crying, sobbing with emotions of betrayal. I asked her if I did anything to cause this. No, it is what it is. Sorry to say. She said no, of course, and that this all came from her. I left the house to drive nowhere. I called her best friend Claire. She confirmed they had talked about this on and off over the years. Wow. So her best friend already knew about it. I mean, she's not going to betray her friend, your wife. I mean, I'm not supporting that. But what do you expect? Friends protecting friends, right? They have a group of friends that often have a girls' night out. You see, that's what I was saying in the other stream. I try to tell people this. You don't need friends. Acquaintances, those are okay. You know, people that you know, colleagues at work, but be extremely careful who you call a friend. Because they're going to want to go out and they're going to get you into trouble. They're going to encourage negative behavior. They're going to make you doubt your relationship and how it's going. Put some nasty thoughts in your mind that probably most likely aren't even true. They're going to infect the relationship. Toxic friends. Most likely. I'm not saying all friends are toxic. I'm just saying I want to say the great majority. I really do. It's probably half-half, 50-50. You don't just meet somebody and be like, "Oh, we're getting along so well. You're my friend." Oh my goodness. People just let people inside their own gates of their lives so easily. They don't even think about it first. About the potential dangers that could lurk ahead. 2 of them are single, 4 are married. The 2 single ones delight the group with their exploits. Claire said, they all have a yearning to be with other men. Well, there's your negative influence. Just creeping in that temptation into your wife's mind. But that Beth is the only one actually following through with it. She's got to take the lead, right? I need to talk to Claire's husband about this because we are good friends. Well, not anymore. Whether he knew or didn't know about it, all those friends have caused you nothing but mayhem at this point, and you had to find out the hard way. You let your wife have those girls' night out, you know? You're playing with fire. Even the guys. Oh, we're going to have a guys' night out. Go hang out with the guys, honey. You better be very careful who your partner's hanging out with. I'm not saying to monitor them. You got to trust them, but if they already have that mentality that I need friends in my life, I gotta have that girls' night out. I gotta hang out with the guys. Huge red flag. The only person you should need is your partner. Oh, does that sound too extreme for you? Well, then go ahead and keep playing with fire until everything explodes. Whether it's the next day or, days, weeks, months, or years from now, decades from now, it's gonna explode. Something's going to happen. Don't play with fire. Okay? Let's go ahead and move on. It's okay to have friends, but my goodness, if you guys filter your water, right? I imagine. Why don't you filter your friends? When you don't do any filtering, any vetting, there you go. I don't know who to talk to regarding what I should do. You already know what you should do. Our parents on both sides are in their late 70s. I called my brother who lives 1,000 miles away. He was blown away and had no advice to give. Well, what is he going to tell you? I called the lawyer on Monday. We will meet next week. In the meantime, he advised me not to move out, not to change the house locks, or change any living arrangements, as that could later come back to bite me. Yeah, now you're in quite a pickle, a tricky situation. He said to take lots of notes, and above all, no physical confrontation. I told him that would not be a problem. Okay. I don't know why he's playing the lawyer game. Evidence or whatnot, it is what it is. She hasn't done anything yet, so let's see how this ends. The next day I talked with my wife again. Wow. And asked her if she was going to start dating other men. I mean, what does it matter? She said, no, I'm just going to have sex with them. Wow. It's not a laughing matter, but this is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this is what we're dealing with these days, and probably for quite a while now out there. Not every case is this case, not the same, obviously, but there's just so much garbage. Garbage attitudes, no maturity, no seriousness. People don't know what love is. And then they don't want to listen to people who are successful in the realm of love. So this is what you get. You reap what you sow, right? And ignorance is a huge consequence. Has huge consequences in one's life. Always learn how a relationship is supposed to work from people who have successful relationships. Yes, there will be ups and downs in the beginning, but the point is to minimize and ideally eliminate completely the downs and only experience ups. And if you think that's impossible, you're only going to fail in the future, guaranteed. Whether you have a few years of happiness, a decade or two, it's going to fail. Because you're never going to perfect your relationship the way it is supposed to be perfected. She said a girlfriend will set her up on dating sites. Wow. So much immaturity. It's unbelievable. I was worried about her safety. I think you have a lot more to worry about there, buddy. She said her friends would be close by on every initial meetup and would also know where and when the hookup would take place. I took Monday off from work to collect my thoughts, but that didn't work. She's just going about her life completely unfazed by this. Well, what do we call this? Betrayal? Calling her a psycho, perhaps? No? We just call it a failed relationship, probably from the very beginning. It was already destined to fail because somebody who really loves you, if she really loved you and you guys were really truly in love, I'm not going to blame the husband. I'm just going to say if you guys were truly in love together, the way you guys should be, then none of this. This is such an extreme case. Nothing even closely remote to this extreme consequence would ever occur in your relationship. To allow things to fester and to grow into bigger and bigger problems, even the silent ones. That's why I always say speak up. If you don't speak up, you're losing out on life. The quote-unquote loser is the silent one who doesn't communicate their feelings and their thoughts. You don't have to be loud, because a lot of people, they do extremes. They say, don't listen to the loud ones. You mean people who talk and communicate like normal, natural human beings? Because the silent ones, there's nothing cool about being silent. A relationship is 100% relying on communication. It's dependent on 100% communication in all forms. Physical communication and verbal communication. So there's body language. There's also mannerisms. There's also ways of patterns of behavior, lifestyle choices, breaks in lifestyle choices, such as breaking a lifestyle and starting to change suddenly. There's signs, there's little red flags that are only turned into bigger red flags. But if you don't know how to detect them, or to think 2 steps ahead or 5 steps ahead, yes, you can think 5 steps ahead, but you have to know who you're in bed with, figuratively and literally. You have to know your partner inside and out, as I said before. And the surprised look on his face. I don't understand why he's so surprised. 27 years together. I mean, how much more time do you need to get to know your partner? These things just don't happen out of the blue. I'm pretty sure the warning signs were there. He just didn't know how to spot them. I feel sorry for the kids. I feel sorry for the husband. And I really do feel sorry for his wife because she just lost her damn mind. She lost her mind. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who are losing their minds out there, whether they're in a relationship or not. So seek help when you need it or you think you need it from a professional or from a friend or family member who truly cares, or from your partner. Speak up about what you're thinking. Even if you have negative thoughts or emotions, your partner should be there to comfort you and to try to provide solutions, not make a bad situation worse, right? As I always say, open-end relationships never work. If your partner is not enough for you, then you are not in love, and neither are they. You have two choices. You can either fix your current relationship or end your relationship. Just remember that love is something you build. Love is not something you find. You don't go out there and love at first sight. No, it's attraction at first sight. And then you don't find somebody and say, oh, my goodness, we love each other so much. No, you're getting to know each other a little bit more. That's why they say falling in love. You don't go out there and find love. You find somebody who's a great candidate to build love. That's why whenever you have sex with your partner, you're making love. It's not some feminine expression. It's the truth. You're creating a deeper bond between the two of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So without that type of bonding, which I'm so surprised, maybe it was a sexless marriage or close to sexless marriage in this extreme case, because things don't happen. If she was satisfied in the sex department with one partner who she claims to love, she wouldn't have these dark fantasies, this urge to start her life all over again with, 100 men just to have sex with, because she's not going to date. She just wants the sex. That's completely abnormal. Even if she was single, I just want to have sex with a bunch of guys. So you're wasting your life. You're only going to get physical pleasure that's limited. You will get sick of that. If I were to talk to the wife in this case, okay, go ahead. Get a divorce, because I don't know why you want to hang on to your husband and use him. That's pretty much abuse right there. And go ahead and have fun with hundreds of men and have a meaningless life. Even if you were rich, it doesn't make a difference. Because every time you go to sleep every night and you wake up, you might wake up with some stranger by your side who means nothing to you. It's just guy number 56. It doesn't matter. That person will never love you, and you'll never love that person. And you're going to get sick of sleeping with so many men. And the same thing for men out there who think, oh, I'm just going to have sex with a bunch of women. Same thing. It works both ways. Go ahead and waste your life thinking that you're living such a great life. You're in denial. That's all it is. And the loud ones are going to scream, no, I'm not. I really do enjoy my single life and sleeping with a lot of women. Yeah, I'm so great. You're only lying to yourself. Don't worry about me. You don't have to tell me about it. How great supposedly your life is. Because I know it's not. If you were truly happy with such a lifestyle, you wouldn't be with so many women. You would only need one. It's like a buffet, right? You have a favorite food on your buffet. Okay, you gotta make a choice. Which one can you eat forever, right? You can't always have a buffet. You should know better. Well, one woman should represent 100 women, 100 women, 1,000 women, whatever the case. One should always be enough. Now, if she's not enough for you, men out there, if she's clearly not enough, and of course, vice versa, if he's not enough for you women out there, then you're with the wrong person. Like I said, either fix it or terminate the relationship. Those are your two choices. The longer you wait to do so, either quickly try to fix it via communication, speak up, don't be a silent deadbeat. That's good, because that shows you actually care and love your partner, and you love what you guys have created together. Or terminate the relationship and be a loser forever, just having random sex with whoever. Have at it. And that's pretty much the conclusion to this extreme case. Very sad. Not very common, I imagine. More common are just scenarios of cheating, but this is an extreme case where the wife just wants to go and fool around with whoever and use other men just for sex. That's very sad. But it happens. And the same with men out there who want to just go fool around whether they're cheating on their wives or not. It doesn't matter. It's still fooling around. It's wasting your life. And it's actually an insult to yourself for either men or women who do this. You're insulting yourself because you're saying, I don't know how to choose the right partner. I don't know what I really want in life. That's what you're doing. If you cheat on your partner, or if you're going out with a bunch of people that doesn't mean anything, you're just having sex just to have sex, and you're scared to have another relationship after failing in multiple relationships or one relationship or a divorce. It doesn't matter. You're scared, you're full of fear, and you're lying to yourself. And you're telling yourself that I don't know what love is. I'm scared to love somebody. So if you want to let fear dominate your life, by all means, go ahead. But the reason I use the term loser is because you're losing out on what you should be winning at in the realm of love. You should win over a person's heart, and they should win over yours. It's always mutual, both ways. And with that concludes this extremely sad case. This has been Coach Ben's Case by Case. Much love, everybody.